What is up, guys? Half Slap Bacon back with another snapshot update. So guys, we are in 16W41A, and while last week's snapshot was all about the Pistons, this week it's all about the Observer. Everything else is just minor bug fixes and stuff you really wouldn't even see, and a few crash fixes from the unstable snapshot last week. So let's go over the key changes. Basically, short and sweet of it, guys, everything that's been built since the Observer hit the PC version is now broken. And there's a couple reasons for that. One, these guys no longer output a 0-tick pulse. They now output a 1-tick pulse and a 1 redstone tick. Before they were operating on a game tick. So it's completely different from how it operated before. The other is it now outputs a redstone signal of 15, which we can see right here. When I put a block there, we can see it's going all the way down the wire, whereas before we only got a signal strength of 1. So a few things are broken because of this. Also, they place differently now. Your output is facing you when you place it rather than your input. But one of the key things is we were using it as a really simple, I need a sticky there for this, monostable circuit. And it's a lot more difficult to get that now. It's still possible, but it is much more difficult. Like if we do the old school monostable circuit here, which really at this point you're building it old school style anyways, but see how it didn't leave the block behind because it's on a 1-tick. Before it would have left the block behind. So yeah, unfortunately guys, I sorry, it's the way it is. Don't rage. It's snapshots, and the good news is this is basically the same behavior we see in Pocket Edition and the Windows 10 beta, which means that it's permanent because this block was created for that version, and anybody complaining about it thus far in the bug tracker has gotten works as intended. So let's go over some of the other major changes. You'll notice here we're not getting a signal through a block. You'll notice here we're not getting a signal through a block. So it will not output through a block anymore. It will accept an input through a block under the right circumstances, and this seems to be a little buggy still, but it will accept an input through a block. The other major changes: redstone wire and repeaters need to be used quite often, not in all circumstances, but quite often. You can't use an air block anymore like you were able to before. See, it doesn't work. So the chaining of these guys, like we were doing before to get instant redstone, doesn't work because of one game tick. So no more instant droppers or anything. And you can still do it with them chained, but see how when you use air blocks, it no longer works. You have to put redstone or other blocks in between them. So that breaks a lot of things, guys. I'm sorry to say. There are some good things that were left in, like this trick where you've got the output on top and you've got a sticky piston pushing it to get another piston to leave a block behind. We can see that still works. See how I was able to get the pulse and it left the redstone behind. So I've already used this in a lot of builds, and I'm really happy to see that stayed. So in cases like your farms, and you can see all mine are broken now, I have to fix them, and I will have fixes out for that. I'm already working on it. So if you've built my farms, I will have the fixes out. The melon one will be out probably shortly after this video, but you can see it's still possible. It just takes a little more space, guys. we've still got lots of possibilities here, as you can see, just not as fast and not as big as before. One that I'm really disappointed about, guys, is this one, because they changed the signal strength to 15, and this one makes me cry because this was my favorite thing. The red 1-tick redstone clock is now gone, because unfortunately with a signal strength of 15 it just locks the whole system. Now we can see I'm able to get some pulsing in it, but unfortunately it doesn't stay permanent. So as a clock, as a compact clock, it's gone. So unfortunately, guys, it is what it is. You know, snapshots are for testing and for development, and you know, basically the first couple iterations of this was them figuring out how to code it to work the way it did in Pocket Edition and Windows 10 in our PC version. So here we are. I wouldn't recommend updating right away. Give it a bit, guys, and check the bug tracker to make sure those fatal crashes from the pistons are fixed. I haven't had a crash yet, but you know, you don't want to risk corrupting your worlds. Just keep these changes in mind, and if you have built anything, start looking for fixes. Anyways, guys, as always, smash the like if you enjoyed, and if you're new and you haven't already, hit subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. Bye.